and the Fed and all central banks. The second source of funding for the ruling elites, besides the money extorted from the public in the form of taxes, comes from the central banks. Central banks are allowed to create paper money out of thin air. This reduces the purchasing power of money and destroys the savings of average people. It does not and cannot make society as a whole richer, but it redistributes income and wealth within society. The earliest receiver of the newly created money, that is usually the ruling elites, are thereby made richer, and the later and latest receiver, that is the average citizen, are made poorer. The central bank's manipulation of interest rates is a cause of boom-bust cycles. The central bank permits the accumulation of ever greater public debt that is shifted as a burden onto unknown future taxpayers or is simply inflated away. And as a facilitator of public debt, the central banks are also the facilitators of wars. This monstrosity must end and be replaced by a system of free, competitive banking built on the foundation of a genuine commodity money such as gold and silver.
With that, you see that what the central banks do and that they are the ones responsibility for the debasement of the currency, and it needs to be replaced with that one asset that cannot be manipulated, cannot be printed, cannot be deleted, cannot be anything: Bitcoin. Before we get started, check us out, Bitcoin Bros 26 on Twitter, but also check us out on our link tree. Check out our link tree here. We have a exclusive offer on our Patreon. Our Patreon right now has 6 seats remaining. This price will go up. Make sure that you get yours before it's too late. And then getting straight into it, taking a look at MicroStrategy denominated in Bitcoin. What does this look like since the peak of 2021? The bear cycle. This looks like a big rounding bottom, and we're looking at this on the price charts with you. As you see that we did have this major drop off, and you see that we had a lot of space here from the 20 and 200 moving averages. Look at all this space. And then what did we end up doing? From there, we decided to create some sort of a base right here. We didn't get below really the level of the 0.013 level, and right now that 20 is just curling up and has crossed above the 200. This is a bullish cross. Let's zoom into the price action. You see we're putting in micro higher highs and higher lows, and look at this cross here. And right now we just had this pump up against this. So when Bitcoin goes up, if MicroStrategy outpaces it and goes up to previous cycle highs right here, let's look at this previous peak here. This is back in August 2015. If MicroStrategy makes a crazy move like this, could this be possible? Let's see. Right here, that'd be a 6,000% return against Bitcoin. Is that possible? We'll see. It's over levered Bitcoin. MicroStrategy's taking out debt to buy more Bitcoin, so it will outpace Bitcoin by 6,000%. That seems a little far stretched, but you get the picture. This looks like a bullish chart, and regardless, if we don't go up this high, say we come up to this previous peak before the bear market of 2019, let's look here. Let's zoom this out. This is still a respectable 180% against Bitcoin, so there's opportunity here. Are you holding any MSTR stock? And another update we're looking at is the Bitcoin monthly chart. If we get above this 0.786 level, the 57.5K range for Bitcoin, then it could be off to the races. We'll see a new all-time high within weeks if that level breaks. We did get up to about the 57.4K level, so that's that 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level. Right now, at the current time of recording, coming in at 56,951. Another update coming in from CryptoCon. What is he looking at? He's looking at this level 3 here. This level 3 is the $85,000 target, which we hit last peak. Now, right now, if we just went parabolic, this would be a major level to pay attention to. If we got above this, 115,000 would be that target. Now, as the price action goes up, these will go to the upside a little bit, but you get the picture. If we do have a blow off top this year, you are going to see reduced returns. There's probably not going to be a $250,000 Bitcoin if we get overbought too soon, if that makes sense. Another update from El Crypto Prof. Altcoins have been lagging against Bitcoin. Look here, from the previous all-time highs, Bitcoin's roughly 20% away. Altcoins are still 70% away. The major reason for this is because retail has not woken up yet. When retail wakes up, you will see altcoins catch up. If that makes sense. Once again, hear me out. If retail wakes up, you'll see altcoins catch up. Because right now you're seeing Bitcoin take off from all the inflows from the ETF. So keep this in mind. Taking a look at the alt market, $570 billion market capitalization. And you see that we've drawn this out and we see a major level of resistance right at 610 billion. We haven't made up there yet, but will we get a retracement into the halving? Or will Bitcoin be a new all-time highs? And will the halving not be relevant anymore? Yep, I said it. Will the halving not be relevant? This is one thing, food for thought. What if the ETF acted as the halving event? And the halving obviously is going to be a supply shock, could just be a second layer because the ETF opened up in a huge floodgate of that money that's been pouring into the Bitcoin ecosystem. So that's Bitcoin, not altcoins. Once Bitcoin gets back up to all-time highs, you'll see the euphoria return across the entire market. But Marty Bent is weighing in. He's saying, most of us don't realize it yet, but we're in the middle of a hyperinflationary event. And Dylan LeClaire is calling out the U.S. public debt is compounding at 9.24% per annum over the past 5 years. Pedal to the metal for the Ponzi. They are simply looting the coffers. There'll be nothing left. This is basic arithmetic. You are getting pillaged. So basically, they just keep piling on this debt. It just keeps weighing down the ecosystem. When I say the ecosystem, I mean the economy. Because what does that do with your dollars that you work for? It continues to inflate them away. So you have one hedge, that one option. Once again, is Bitcoin. Look at these Bollinger Bands. Typically, we get some type of retracement once these bands are expanding. But right now, we're contracting. So when they contract, what happens? When you see a contraction here, blast off. Contraction here, blast off. So look right now. This could be just getting started. Is 100K right around the corner? And looking at the rational root, he's talking about all these inflows. We've been talking about this. There's over 10,000 Bitcoin being bought every single day, net positive for all of these ETFs. All these companies are buying up the Bitcoin. Another update from him, he's also seen a left translated cycle, meaning that things are moving to the left as far as the peak. The halving might not have the same relevance that it's had in the past because things are taking off sooner. As you see right here, we are the highest that we've been pre-halving in any cycle before. And this is because of that ETF pressure. So if you've been waiting on the sidelines, we suggest that you might want to start getting in the game, because if you wait too long, it's going to be too late. We don't have much time left. And then right here, the Bitcoin dominance, alts are melting, Bitcoin popped up, Michael Saylor bought more, the ETFs are still eating up Bitcoin. But you have to look at here. We put a high, higher low, higher low. We'll see how long this candle lasts, and will it hold above this 20 moving average, because this still looks like a trend exhaustion, and we could get a rollover. When that rollover happens, that's when alts could get ready to take off, but you have to pay attention. If we get back above this resistance level, the 54% level, then Bitcoin could get its second win and blast up as far as the dominance goes. And with that, I'm Sean with the Bitcoin Bros. Once again, don't forget to check us out on our Linktree, our Patreon. We have a couple seats left. That's all I have. If you like this content, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, show us some love. With that, I'm out.